Hello friends, welcome to Seeker Psycho. Today you're going to learn what is schools counseling. So basically people want to know what is schools counseling and what are the different aspects which are there in counseling. It may be elementary school children or middle school children or secondary school children. How we deal in the school counseling. It is clearly explained in this video. So if you know what is schools counseling, it has been recognized as an area of expertise only in last 3 decades. However, its importance and existence can be traced back to as early as the 20th century. Uh, Although traditionally school counseling has been considered to be important for young adolescent, research has indicated that intervention by a trained counselor benefits children of all ages, including the very young. Within the field of school counseling, the professional literature focuses on three distinct school age population. They are elementary school children, they are from KG to primary school, that is 5th class, and middle school children, they are from 6th class to 8th class, and up higher education, that we secondary high school children, they are from 9th class to 12th. So basically, secondary school children, they are college students. Elementary school counseling. So elementary school years set the tone for developing the attitudes and skill necessary for later years. Children develop into healthy, competent, and confident learners in the present as well as the future years. Through comprehension developmental school counseling program, the counselor work with the teachers, the school staff, parents, and the community to create an environment conducive for developmental as well as the academic growth of the children. If you take the three reasons why you need elementary school counseling, the school elementary teachers serve as a counselor since they work all day with students. Counselor considered only for vocational development, not only elementary school children. A need for elementary counseling wasn't considered due to full-time work in schools, secondary school level. So these are the reasons why basically very slow in elementary school. You won't find elementary school counselors in any school. But still, National Defense Education Act (NDA) Title 5A counseling is extended till elementary too, because basically children are having certain issues. It may be they're like a small samples in the school. If samples are not well nurtured or taken care, they may the growth is retarded. In the same way, elementary school counseling must be taken into consideration in every school so that the samples will be blossoming with joyfulness and ecstasy. So, if you take emphasis and roles, elementary schools counselors are the frontline operators in the mental health movement in education settings. No other people has ever been organized to work with individuals from a purely preventive and elemental perspective. So if you take task of elementary school counselor, she or he implement effective classroom guidance, provide individual and small group counseling, assist students in identifying their skill and activities, abilities, work with special population of very disadvantaged students with a mental or physical impairment, development students' career awareness, coordinate school, community, and business resources, consult with the teachers and other professionals, communicate and exchange information with parents or guidance, uh, participate in school improvement and interpersonal terms. If you take, we do have two types of counseling in school counseling, that are individual counseling, classroom counseling, or group counseling. In individual counseling, the primary goal of the school counseling program is to help students with those aspects that may interfere with their learning and school performance. All students have the opportunity to meet the school counselors individually so as to explore issues that may be troublesome to them. With the school counselor's support and guidance, goals are set to resolve the concerns of the students. Possible topics that might be discussed are like angry, friendship and peer group pressure, academic concerns, conflict and problem solving, decision making, coping strategies, and dealing with illness and death or divorce in their families. When it comes to group counseling, Students may choose, maybe refers to, maybe suggested by counselor to participate in small group counseling sessions. In small group counseling, students who have share or have a common needs or concerns come together in a safe environment to talk, share, and go through role plays to improve their coping skills. Group counseling sessions often conducted by the counselors on a weekly basis for a period of several weeks. Seasons sessions are scheduled through the class teacher to minimize the interference with the academic schedule. Group counseling sessions are usually scheduled uh, during lunch break, the class activity period, before school or after school. Classroom guidance. Classroom guidance activities are usually a part of the school curriculum. The objective of elementary school counseling and guidance program focus primarily on the prevention aspect of the program. The counselor makes sure to visit each classroom every month in accordance with the monthly guidance calendar. A 30 to 45 minutes lesson related to elementary and academically relevant topics is discussed with the students. The general needs of the classroom or the grade level are kept in mind while formulating these lessons. Different topics like understanding self and others, appreciation and acceptance of their classmates, peer conflict and resolution, school social skills, dealing with academics, time management, characteristics of development, respecting self and others, responsible behavior, understanding and dealing with the bullies and dealing with the transition may be included in the classroom guidance. So consultation and coordination. A very important role of the elementary school counselor is to assist teacher, school administration and other personnel to understand and meet the specific needs of each student. The counselor's role is also that of an advocate for his student growth and learning. Working together with the student, the school, and the family, the counselor strive to enhance each student's achievement at school performance. So these are the things we need to be dealt in the primary school counseling. If it comes to middle school counseling, middle school typically enroll children between the ages of 10 and 14 and encompass grades 6 through to 9. Children at this age and the grade level are often referred to as bubble gummers in the US. In addition to experiencing normal problems that exist in the family, school, and community, middle school boys and girls adjust to changes in the body, pressure from peers, demand by the school for excellence, conflicting attitudes of parents, and other problems with establishing self-identity. There is very little homogeneity in this group, and their most characteristic is unlikeness. If you take Thornburg, major physical, intellectual, and social development tasks must be accomplished according to Thornburg. They are becoming aware of increased physical changes, organizing challenge and the concepts into problem, solving strategies, making transition from concrete to abstract symbols, learning new social roles, learning new sex roles while identifying with the stereotypical role models, learning skills for development friendships, gaining a sense of independence, understanding the responsibility which comes with independence. Middle school children tend to experience more anxiety than either an elementary or high school students. They are therefore at a greater risk for not achieving as successfully resolving developmental tasks as compared to any other age group. Middle school counselors can be most helpful during stress times because they can provide opportunities for children to experience themselves and their worlds in different and creative ways. So, what are the emphasis and roles which are made by counselors? School often neglect the physical and social development of the child, stimulating intellectual growth. Middle school counseling, like elementary one, seeks to correct this imbalance by focusing on the child's total overall development. The emphasis is holistic. So here the counselor stress not only growth and development, but also the process of transition involved in living childhood and entering adolescence. Their activities may include working with the students individually as well as in groups, working with the teachers and administrators, working with the educational agencies, social services, and other stakeholders, working with parents to address unique needs of specific children. And these roles may be fulfilled more easily if counselors develop capacities and program in certain ways. The necessary capacity, according to Thornburg, in the year 1986, include general information about developmental characteristics of middle school children and specific tasks students are expected to achieve. In addition, middle school counselors must understand the specific child with whom they are interacting and is our perspective on a problem. Finally, middle school counselors need to know how to help students make decisions so that students can help themselves in the future and aren't dependent on the counselor for problem solving needs. The ideal role of middle school counselor includes providing individual and group counseling, peer support system, teacher and parent consultation, and student assessment. And what are the activities? Here, activities are both preventions and remediation. So activities requires both a preventive and a remedial approach. It is similar to dealing with elementary school children, except that counselor must break down more barriers if they are to be truly helpful in a holistic way. Take the preventions. The succeeding school approach consists of 10 to 15 minutes classroom guidance units program to get children become comfortable with themselves, the teacher, and their school. Furthermore, this approach is designed to help students focus on behavior, attitudes, and human relations skills that lead to improved academic success. Complementary to the Succeeding in School program is Rosemary Smith's group counseling activities for children and adolescents, which is very helpful. This develop life skills in children. Developmental counseling and therapy, DCT for all, it includes Erickson, Piaget, Goldberg, Gilgal. These people, they contribute a lot in the development of psychology, and we can pick up those theories and apply to school counseling. Peer mentoring, an older student of 8th grade paired with a younger student through cooperative learning arrangements. Teacher advisor program, that is TAP, to supplement counselor with the teacher you are using. Teacher advisor programs, where teacher becomes counselors, plays a key role as a counselor. To take the activities of remediation, remedially combined with the preventive approach, take help from school, personnel, parents, and community volunteers. And the curriculum service, however, concentrates on facilitating course placements and academic adjustments. And we do have two clusters in any sectors like communication service cluster and curriculum service cluster. So communication service cluster basically provide guidance, newsletter, guidance, theater, faculty, student, rapport, room and lodge, inter-school and mail facility and community. And curriculum service cluster, which provide isolated areas, resource centers, book exchange, free materials, paraprofessional tutors, peer tutors, and course adjustments. And there is a difference between assessment service cluster, counseling service cluster, and community contact cluster. Take assessment service cluster. Here you are testing the services, child study themes, interpretative services, and records. Whereas counseling service cluster, it includes rotating the counselor because availability of counselors is very less in India. So use like rotating counselors like weekly or monthly thrice or time counseling sessions, and peer counseling and para process counseling services also makes it clear cut. Take community contact cluster, which includes parent corporation, agency contact, recreation facilities, news media, student parent counselor committees. So why these things like a professional growth cluster, crisis center, career resource cluster, these three are provided in middle school so that they can give teacher seminars and provide administrative workshops, substitute pool and team seminars and in-service training. Take the crisis center, which deals with instant response to immediate needs, interaction with other services available. And in career resource cluster, material center, mini workshop center for uh, operated or updated information on career and resources people. The sessions are available. So these are the clusters we will manage. And here assessment service cluster, which gets into career resource cluster, and counseling service cluster is for the crisis cluster. And if you get into secondary school counseling, which is very important counseling in the school counseling, there are few situations in life more difficult to cope with them, an adolescent son or a daughter during their attempt to liberate themselves. Liberation variable among adolescents include relating to parents with a new independence, relating to friends with a new intimacy, and relating to oneself with a new understanding. Although most adolescents make it through this period of their lives by addressing their variables and the tasks that go with them in a healthy way, some experience may be great difficulty. Secondary school concept must deal with the hypersensitivity and tricky populations and the problem uh, unique to it. So counseling and guidance activity that would help build better citizen. Frank Person, a psychologist, influenced the early growth of profession, although John River pushed the secondary skills by life skills. If you take the emphasis and role, providing direct counseling services individually in groups and to the school as a whole, providing educational and support services to parents, offering consultation and in-service programs to teachers and staff, delivering classroom guidance up to 25% of time in a school curriculum, facilitating referral to outside agencies, networking to post secondary schools and business, and advising academically. Obro in the year 1979, he clearly said a real conflict exists for counselors with the two needs: engaging in student counseling, doing academic and administrative tasks such as scheduling, which school personnel often require. The perception as a viewer of the secondary school counselors can be improved by emphasizing on the roles that meet real needs. For example, school counselors must be facilitators of healthy learning environment, which include facilitating problem solving within regular classrooms, developing professional growth groups, and improving staff communication. All these roles give counselors maximum exposure among groups who have traditionally held them in low, low esteem. By functioning as a facilitators in students, adult interaction and adult interactions, counselors provide the means for a productive exchange between divergent and often isolated groups of people. So for that only, these are three ways of uh, to deal in a counseling. The first phase is to remodeling the counseling program as per the needs of the adolescents, uh, wants, needs, and their problems and aspirations. And you systematically plan it, and not only implementing but also you're evaluating your plan. So, what are the activities which are undergone secondary counseling? Secondary school counseling are like a prevention, by familiar with thematic groups to experience similar problems and teach preventions. Remediation, as I explained it, and cooperation facilitation. So these are three activities which are which are observed in the school premises by the school administrator within the pre-primary, primary, and the middle school age, and the higher school, and at last secondary school students. So that's all, friends. If you have any doubts in the regarding the school counseling, please comment in the below sections. And school counseling requires at least a PhD in some US schools, but in India, it's having B.Ed, M.Ed, or PG diploma counseling sector is okay. And it is like you're dealing with many factors, so you need to be thorough of the developmental psychology in that area. And it plays a key role because you're building the nation with changing the attitudes and behavior of your children. So it is very hypersensitive profession being a school counselor. Thank you friends for watching the video. If you have any doubts, you can comment in the below section.